Humanity has been fooled, swindled, cheated, deceived, and told a lie. This lie has caused centuries of distortions in how we face our daily life and interact with one another. The lie is so deep that humanity doesn't comprehend the lie they are living, acting out distortions in their homes, jobs, churches, government, corporations, and friendships as if all is normal. The lie is passed on dutifully from generation to generation without question, without fail, and without doubt. The lie causes humanity to die a little every day. It is a great lie, a lie that is the basis of all lies. What is the great lie? The great lie is that fear is real, that fear is normal, and that fear is even necessary for survival of the physical body. Without fear, are you going to walk off a cliff simply because you do not feel fear anymore? Absolutely not, because you are consciousness and you are aware that walking off a cliff will end your life. Fear is irrelevant to one's existence. Fear is a program that runs in the minds of each human until that person decides to delete the program. Fear is a virus running on autoplay in the third dimension, which branches out and becomes a runaway program as we feed it power. It branches out like a weed in the mind, the heart, and body like a cancer, a mold, and a toxin. It is the antithesis of who we really are. Who created the fear program? Did God create fear? If so, why would God create fear? What is its purpose? Let's take a reverse view of fear to reach a conclusion as to how it was created. Fear is the absence of love. Fear is designed to freeze, control, and manipulate humanity. So if God, Source, or all that is, created fear, why would he or she choose to create humanity only to manipulate humanity? That would be demonic and serve no purpose. God, Source, or all that is, created humanity from love with the purpose to experience love. Source did not create fear. This is an easy conclusion to make because Source created this universe with the same fundamental laws of unconditional love, non-judgment, eternal life, perpetual motion, co-creation, oneness, cooperation, and reciprocity. All beings, both human and extraterrestrial, can choose to be benevolent or malevolent because of the law of free will. When a being chooses to be malevolent, that being is fallen because he or she is literally turning from Source and thus turning away from the light. Without light, these beings will experience a reverse in their DNA structure, which initiates soul death. In 25,500 BC, a collective of entities known as the Anunnaki race chose to seize control of Earth's Stargate in Dimension 4. This event became known as a Lucifer Rebellion. The Anunnaki race is a hybrid of Pleiadian Nibiruan that emerged through combining the Thoth Enki Zeta lineage with the Marduk Anunnaki line. Their agenda was to stop the natural ascension of humanity by taking over the 12 universal stargates. More fallen entities joined forces with the Anunnaki, known as the Jehovian Anunnaki human hybrid and the Draconians. The Anunnaki races of the Luciferian Covenant orchestrated the Atlantean flood in 9558 BC and the intentional rewriting and distortion of human history. In 3470 BC, a massacre was waged in Babylon, causing a temporary collapse of Earth's magnetic grids with the intent to set Earth's planetary shields into reverse sequence. This caused a mutation in the human DNA template that shortened human lifespan, blocked higher sensory perception, caused loss of race memory, and scrambling of our original language patterns, which are built upon DNA template fire letter sequencing. Our race has been amnesiac and dying young ever since. This historical event was recorded as the biblical Tower of Babel story. Following this massacre, the fallen beings selected chosen humans from the Melchizedek lineage for minimal DNA template repair and implantation, through which the Luciferians and competing Jehovian, Anunnaki, and Draconian legions could begin their progressive infiltration of Christian religions and political systems. The result of the DNA tampering and chromosome breakage is that humanity has been locked in the loop of mortality and death. This fall initiated the fear program. The Draconians knew they would experience soul death if they didn't come up with a plan. Their plan for survival was to steal souls known as Hadarians in the Beta Centauri star system. The Hadarians were creations of Source who held unconditional love in their DNA template. The Hadarians had no desire to go to planet Earth, as they saw Earth as unloving, cruel, and a place full of fear. But they chose to shine their divine love towards Earth to help the humans reclaim their sovereignty and right to peace, joy, and love. The Draconians saw this as an opportunity to steal the Hadarians and bring the Hadarians to planet Earth to use their light as batteries. The Draconians were dying from lack of light and needed fuel to keep themselves alive. Once the Hadarians were forced to the Earth, the Draconians could connect to these humans via portals through their chakras and suck their light. Because these malevolent beings are unwilling to follow benevolent laws of the universe, they choose to borrow light from unsuspecting beings, much like a parasite, or humans who energetically live off of other humans. So who are you? Are you American, Canadian, British, German, French, Spanish, Russian, Norwegian, Swedish, Scottish, Italian, Danish, African, Iranian, Thai, Vietnamese, Finnish, Brazilian, Mexican, Chinese, Malaysian, Japanese, Saudi Arabian, Australian, or Indian? Your birthplace creates a storyline for your life, but these stories are just stories. We are human. We are creations from Source. We are souls who have been disconnected from who we really are. We have been caught up in our own stories about righteousness, money, sex, accomplishments, indifference, and hate, all the while forgetting that we are love, that Source created us to love one another and to love ourselves as Source loves us. We all come from Source. We are all Source energy in physical bodies. When our souls were first created, Source allowed us to be nurtured and prepared before choosing a place of our first incarnation. Some souls chose to incarnate on Earth immediately, while other souls chose to begin their first incarnation in another star system like Hadar, Sirius, or the Pleiades. Those who have experienced their first incarnation elsewhere are called star travelers or star seeds. So who are the star seeds? How many star seeds are there? There are over 20 star seeds. The names of the star seeds are Blueprint Originator, Blueprint Translator, Blueprint Deliverer, Mintakan, Polarian, Pleiadian, Sirian, Hadarian, Alpha Centauri, and Parallel, just to name a few. We all came to this planet, Earth, to experience life, expand our consciousness, and evolve back to Source. You could easily say that we are all on the same team. So why do so many people fear one another? Is the enemy the Taliban, or is the fear of the unknown the real enemy? Is gay marriage the enemy, or is it the fear that someone else is happier than you is the enemy? Is the IRS, the government, and religion the enemy? Or is it the fear of ultimate power that is the enemy? Have you ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, we are being programmed in society to fear and hate one another because profit is created when we separate from one another? Have you ever stopped to think that the concepts of gender roles are designed to keep men and women at odds with each other instead of bridging the gaps? Fear is the creator of disease. Fear stops people from making decisions that create happiness, joy, or your soul purpose. It keeps people in misery, suffering, hopelessness, incompletion, unworthiness, guilt, depression, blame, shame, lack, limitation, and poverty consciousness. If someone in your religion tells you that guilt is good, you are being programmed. You are being negatively programmed for the sake of control, so that an organization may profit off your membership. If a religion convinces you that God is wrathful with your choices, and that you must worship and accept a deity outside of yourself, you are being programmed to see yourself as an unevolved being when you are a multidimensional being. You are being held in a frequency fence of unworthiness and undeservedness, so that you never experience your true nature as a free, sovereign, Christ-conscious, and enlightened being. Fear is a disease that can be eradicated. How? By consciously changing your mind. Changing your mind means you are changing your mental vibrations. You alter the vibration by using your willpower. It requires focus. You choose to think love feelings towards your boss, your ex-wife, and your neighbors instead of projecting hate vibrations. You literally choose to project the frequency of divine love at those people, including yourself. If you choose to project love at these people, yourself, and the world, you heal people. This is how you change the world from war to peace, differences to understanding, prejudice to agreement. Once you uninstall the fear program, what remains in the space you left behind? What should replace fear? The answer is simple. The answer is in your hands. The answer to all misery is to dismantle fear with love. Not conditional love, but unconditional love. Unconditional love is the kind of love you have always wished for, you have always hoped for, the kind of love that is within your DNA that has long been forgotten. Unconditional love is omni-love, divine love, and the perfect love that passeth all understanding. When you dismantle the fear program, you are dismantling the power stations of government and religion that have stolen your willpower and your mind. Fear was created to manipulate and destroy your free will to create. Fear was created to stop you from finding divine love, the memory of who you really are, to stop you from waking up, to stop you from finding Source, God, and all that is. Fear was created to destroy love, but love cannot be destroyed. Love displaces the fear factor collectively. Fear was designed with personal agenda, but your agenda is stronger. You are God because you create. If you struggle with fear and you are unable to manifest degrees of love towards yourself or others, what do? What can you do to get out of this cycle of fear? You can shut off the fear program and activate the love program by activating more of yourself. We are consciousness. We are multi-dimensional beings. If you turn on more of yourself, what are you doing? You are activating scalar waves at the quantum level. Scalar waves are consciousness. So when you activate your consciousness, you are activating your higher self. You have raised your vibration. You've turned on more of yourself. You have activated your dormant junk DNA. When you activate your dormant DNA, you embody your soul purpose. Your soul purpose may be to activate the earth grids, activate your DNA to raise the frequency of the planet, or help solve the polarity imbalances of humanity. These soul purposes resonate with the Holy Grail. The true meaning of the Holy Grail is a lineage that is scattered throughout the globe, and they are known as the Indigo Children types 1 and 2. The Holy Grail, or lineage of the Indigos, carry within their DNA template the heritage of the Orifim ancestry. Indigo type 2 have a 24-strand DNA template, while the Indigo type 1 have a 48-strand DNA template. They are here for the stellar activation cycle, which is a Stargate opening currently underway. Indigo Children type 3 have a maximum of a 12-strand DNA template. They are from the lineage of the Noah Abraham, Moses Pleiadian, Nibiruan, Nephilim, Jehovian Anunnaki, Illuminati, who entered the Emerald Covenant for DNA template bioregenesis in 1875. Indigo type 3s have a dominant human Orifim soul, co-sharing the body with a fallen Nephilim soul that is incarnated to heal the missing 12th strand in the Anunnaki template. How do you activate your DNA template? There are a variety of protocols available on the planet. The most effective method is the one that uses sacred codes and commands from the 15th dimension, because the codes represent perfect consciousness. They are the codes of awe because they come from the absolute harmonic universe, which is beyond our space and time matrix. These codes initiate the activation of the DNA on a quantum level. Jesus Christ chose to embody his higher self. He is called the Christ because he activated 12 strands of his 48-strand DNA template, which is the Christ avatar consciousness. You can do the same. You embody your Christ consciousness or Buddha consciousness when you activate all 12 strands of your DNA template. Do you choose to embody the frequency of divine love? Choose today to embody love. Choose to consciously create your life with love. Choose to activate your DNA now.